and welcome to a special Christmas stream. I am Nathan, this is my buddy Garrus, and I am so happy to be here with you. Happy Christmas, happy Hanukkah, one and all. And hey, Moon Mad Eyes, thank you for the resub. Hey, buddy. Hello, Garrus. It is so good to be here. So, last stream, we beat the shit out of Soul Reaver. Let's say we start on Soul Reaver 2. Now, this is my absolute favorite story in gaming, and I am so happy to be sharing it with you guys today. Settle in, get some cocoa, snuggle up with someone you love, get under a warm blanket. Let's get comfortable, and let's get Reaving. Hey, baby. Hey, buddy. You're just a good boy. Oh, now OG Love Story Beans will remember. I have actually played this on stream before, but it was through emulator, and it was not remastered, and it didn't work a lot. I had to literally learn basic programming in order to get it to work. Hello, Lemon Duck. Oh, so good to see you, baby. Been a while. How you been? All right, let's go.
At last. I must say I'm disappointed in your progress. I imagined you'd be here sooner. Tell me, did it trouble you to murder your brothers?
Did it trouble you when you ordered me into the abyss?
Eternity is relentless.
I love it. We've got the last fight from Soul Reaver 1 reimagined as a cutscene.
Centuries ago, I did not fathom the true power of knowledge. To know the future, Raziel. To see its paths and streams tracing out into the infinite. As a man, I could never contain such forbidden truths. But each of us is so much more than we once were. Do you not feel with all your soul how we have become like gods? As such, are we not...
Hello, Hexbun. Welcome in.
As long as a single one of us stands, we are legion. Our futures are predestined. Mobius foretold mine eons ago. We each play out the parts fate has written for us. Free will is an illusion.
I found the tomb of Sarafan King. How could you profane a priest by turning him into a vampire?
How could I not? One must keep his friends close, Raziel, and his enemies.
I appreciate that. I will see what I can do about that.
Who better to serve me than those whose passion transcends all notions of good and evil?
The Sarafan were saviors, defending Nazgul from the corruption that we represent. My eyes are open.
How's that? Is that better?
I find no nobility in the unlife you rudely forced on my unwilling corpse.
You may have uncovered your past, but you know nothing of it. You think the Sarafan were noble, altruistic?
Oh. Ow.
Oh, don't be simple. Their agenda was the same as ours. You nearly had me, Raziel.
I'll see if I can't turn it up a little bit more in the actual game itself.
But this is not where or how it ends. Fate promises more twists before this drama unfolds completely.
Yeah, I don't know why that would be. It's no different than the last one, but we'll see.
Raziel, Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah.
Welcome, time-span soul. Welcome to your destiny.
Gronk, let's go. All right, options. Reach, we're gonna bump that up. All right, let's see if that works.
Where am I? Is the usual question. In your case, when might be more apt.
Very well, you old snake. If you'd prefer I use my bare hands.
Well, this is complete.
I'm gonna turn the sound back.
Unexpected. This orb disables our vampire enemies, leaving them helpless and incapacitated. Strangely, it seems to have the same effect on that peculiar weapon of yours. But you must believe me. I mean you no harm.
Mobius.
You can drop
Oh
the
my
benevolent
god.
facade, Mobius. I know who and what you are. I should kill you where you stand.
Perhaps you should, my boy. But you don't.
Are you so certain of that, Mobius?
My role as Time Guardian affords me a certain level of omniscience, Raziel. No, you don't kill me. That honor belongs to your maker, Cain, some 30 years from now.
Ah, you two are a pair. You're just as fatalistic as he is.
Death comes for us all, Raziel. It's just a matter of time.
How is it that you know my name? We have never met.
On the contrary, Raziel, I know you very well. And it grieves me to see how cruelly Cain has used you. I knew you when you were one of the Sarafan Brotherhood, Raziel. We were even close.
Oh, please.
Fortunately, you need not love me now to be my ally.
God, this is
Are
so
we within the
good.
stronghold of the Sarafan priesthood?
Yes, but the glorious days of the Sarafan have long since passed, I'm afraid. This is a more cynical and indecorous age. My mercenary army now inhabits this stronghold. We strive to honor the memory of the Sarafan with our own humble crusade.
So this right now, where Raziel is, takes place during the time of Mobius's purge of the vampires. This is the purge that he manipulated Cain through time to basically cause by sending Cain back in time to kill William the Just before he became the Nemesis. And yes, Lemon Duck, excellent fucking catch. This is, in fact, the very room where Vorador, the vampire lord, massacred the Circle in revenge for the Sarafan Purge, or for the Sarafan's original purge against vampires.
Is this the vampire Vorador?
Yes, the scourge of the Circle, the most depraved and decadent example of his whole degenerate race. He slaughtered 6 of my fellow Guardians as they cowered defenseless in this room.
And you somehow survived this massacre?
I and 2 others.
Malek and
The Circle
Mortanius.
was devastated. Only we 3 were spared.
How convenient. You'll forgive me if I don't naively devour every scrap of information you toss me. You have a reputation for deceit.
And who has slandered me, sir? Your malefactor, Cain? The one who betrayed and destroyed you? Our common enemy?
Hi, Bella!
Consider the source before you judge me too harshly.
Garrus came to say hi,
We'll
Bella.
forget about rekindling.
Oh, thank you for the resub, Bella!
But
Bella
consider
Luna
an
Song
alliance
just
based
resubscribed
on
for
our
44
common
months.
ground. We both want Cain dead. I can help you do it.
You don't want to meddle in this, old man. I know all about your sordid little schemes, but you're simply out of your depth on this one.
You underestimate me, Raziel. Let me show you.
Even now, Kane is
Nice.
lying in wait for you, unaware that I've snatched you out of the time stream and brought you here to me. See how he lingers at the very pillars he is destined to destroy, foolishly confident that he has eluded your grasp.
I'm gonna eat some turkey later.
The pillars are still
And some
standing in this
tiramisu.
time.
Yes, Raziel. They are the embodiment of the divine force which preserves the life of our world. We who serve the pillars maintain their delicate balance, and Kane is destined to be the fulcrum upon which that balance turns. I believe you have already endured the wasteland wrought by his terrible, selfish decision.
To refuse the
Kane's very
sacrifice.
existence is a cancer upon this world. As long as he lives, all of Nosgoth is in peril.
So just to catch y'all up, Kane was resurrected as a vampire after being assassinated, and basically told, "Hey, look, if you want to purge your vampire, you want to, save yourself from being a vampire. The guardians of the pillars are all corrupted. You've got to kill them so that new guardians can be born." And Kane was like, "All right, fine." And then at the end of his journey, after he'd murked all 8 of the guardians except for the Guardian of Balance, the plot twist is dropped on him that he is actually the Guardian of Balance, and he has to kill himself to restore the pillars and maintain the balance and health of the world by letting another Guardian be born. And Kane's like, "Nah, what if I actually just take over this bitch instead?" So the pillars are damned to collapse, damned to corruption, and Kane establishes his vampire army on the ashes of Nosgoth.
You may never again be human, Raziel. But you can re-embrace the essence of your humanity and the nobility of your Sarafan heritage. Go to him, Raziel, and end this. But first, you will need to find your way out of the stronghold, and in this, I'm afraid I cannot help you. My soldiers will not understand your appearance here. They will try to kill you. You needn't fear them, of course. They're no match for you. Try to keep the casualties to a minimum. But do what you have to do. All great movements require a few martyrs.
God, I love this
Alone
music.
now, I surveyed my surroundings and noticed a second time streaming chamber. Its entrance identical to the first, but with one distinction. That crystal was significant, but how? I had not yet discovered.
And here we go. All right, we got Vorador massacring. God, these guys look just like they did in the cutscenes at the beginning of Blood Omen 2. Call your dogs! They can feast on your corpses! I fucking love this game so goddamn much. Take this, thank you. Hey, what up, buddy? Sword. They really are.
Get it!
Like, we got stained glass windows.
Die, fiend!
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. But this whole stronghold is basically a religious... This used to be the...
Throughout the stronghold, I discovered evidence of my former nobility and my life as a Sarafan priest. This was the heritage so foully stolen from me when Cain raided my sacred crypt and defiled me.
I'll raid crypts and defile. Who wants to go into a crypt so I can defile them? Buddy, I just slaughtered 2 of your friends and I'm fine. You really want to go? New sound redeems, by the way, people.
I didn't make it all the way through 3rd grade for nothing.
Souls look like skulls now.
Away from the influence of Mobius's cursed staff, I could feel the strength of the Soul Reaver slowly returning. If that orb was as debilitating to vampires as it was to the blade, it gave Mobius a powerful advantage over his enemies. I finally understood how Mobius's crusade could decimate the vampires so successfully. If he could immobilize his enemies, they were at his mercy. But why, I wondered, would the staff have any effect on the Reaver?
Combat is so janky in this game.
As I neared the stronghold's inner sanctum, a strange sensation crept over me. An indescribable feeling of displacement, a sense of vertigo, as reality itself appeared to warp and bend around me. The disturbance seemed to emanate from the sanctuary's furthest chapel. As I cautiously approached, the sense of dislocation intensified with each step. So this was the tomb of the beloved King William the Just, beatified here as the martyr and catalyst of Mobius's crusade. I was reminded of Cain's journey as a fledgling vampire, how Mobius coerced him to travel back in history and assassinate William, thus igniting a genocidal hatred of vampires among the citizens of Nosgoth. And here I discovered the source of the displacement. The Soul Reaver itself, laid out like a holy relic, and broken, apparently in the battle between William and Cain. I had not thought such a thing was possible, until, of course, Cain shattered the blade against me when he tried to strike me down. Thus, the captive spirit inhabiting the Reaver was released, and binding itself to me became my symbiotic weapon. And so the Reaver met its former self, still imprisoned in this corporeal shell. I watched, mesmerized, as the Wraith blade uncoiled itself and snaked down the length of the physical blade. Embracing its twin, its mirror self, the Reaver's long dormant spirit was now fully aroused.
Fully
And
aroused.
for the first time, I felt the true presence of this other entity. Willful, ravenous, and deranged from thousands of years of imprisonment. The Reaver was now in command, and I, now merely its helpless host, felt my soul being leeched to restore the blade. But the Reaver knew better than to destroy its host, and just as I neared the brink of oblivion, the blade released its hold on me. As I recovered, I realized we were now bound together in a fragile alliance. The Reaver no longer merely my symbiotic weapon, but a sentient parasite competing for control.
Cool.
What have you done to me, Mobius? Is this your trap?
How mine? Don't forget it was Cain who led you here, not I. While you curse me, the only soul in Nosgoth
Your
ready
hands
to
are so
guide
big,
and assist
Mobius.
you, Cain laughs at our folly and revels in your dismay.
These blades, now coiled in sinister embrace, have inspired terror in the hearts of creatures far more durable than you, old man. Bound together as they are, I can only imagine what they could do to your soul's fragile shell.
Raziel, I beg you to stay your hand. This was none of my doing. I have sought only to aid you in your righteous quest.
Why, you're trembling, Mobius. Has your confidence abandoned you? You seem to have made a fatal error by leaving your precious staff behind. Is that where all your courage comes from?
Listen to me, Raziel. You don't know what you're doing. I have taken an enormous risk by appearing here before you, so defenseless, yet eager to prove my good intentions. If there's anything left of the Seraphim in you, you won't do this. While you threaten me, your true enemy eludes you.
Hey Mobius, what happens to you don't kill me?
He'll join you in hell soon enough. As you said, death comes for us all.
Yes, the wheel of fate demands it.
What did you say?
The wheel of fate. The inexorable cycle of death and rebirth to which all men are compelled.
The Elder God.
We serve the same God, Raziel. To strike me down would be striking God's own attendant. And I don't believe even you would take that risk.
I tire of your games, Mobius. Now that I know you fear me, I needn't concern myself with you. Cain is waiting for me.
Go then, Raziel. Seek Cain out and destroy him in the name of the one God
I think
we
so.
both
Let me
serve.
check. Hi, Big
You,
Mike.
who were once a Seraphim priest, murdered,
Oh, there it is.
profaned,
Why? I don't know why that
destroyed,
didn't
and
re-
reborn again
I don't know
from
why it
his
didn't
mercy. You
default to
are
that.
now most
Oh,
powerful
hi,
in
Mobius. You look
to
so
be
much
his
better.
agent,
Thanks for the tip,
his
Big Mike.
instrument of restoration and retribution.
My own vengeance is motivation enough.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't default to that. Hi, Big Mike. Welcome in. Welcome to Love Story Gaming. Happy Christmas to you.
By my soul, you almost had me, my little blue assassin. But that'll be the one and only chance you get. I assure you of that.
I could now summon the blade at will, regardless of my strength. But once summoned, the blade's ravenous appetite could not be contained. It devoured the souls of its victims, and if I allowed it to become over-aroused, the Reaver would now turn its hunger on me.
Hey, I'm the same way. If I get over-aroused, I will turn my hunger on you.
So this was the legendary Janos Ordrin, reputed to have been the most ancient and diabolical vampire to have ever existed. According to folklore, he lived high in the cliffs of Nosgoth's northern mountains and preyed mercilessly on the defenseless villages below. His reign of terror ended when the Seraphim finally hunted him down and tore his throbbing heart from his still-living body. This relic came to be known as the Heart of Darkness, and was supposedly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife. The Sarafan therefore guarded it carefully, lest the heart fall into the hands of their enemies. But I wondered, could Janos Ordrin truly have been as monstrous as depicted here? Or was this merely artistic license by the Sarafan, who sought to lionize themselves by demonizing their darkest enemy?
All right, so for those not in the know, the Heart of Darkness is a relic from the original Blood Omen. It's the healing item in Blood Omen. You find the Heart of Darkness, there's about 1,000 of them in the game. Find the Heart of Darkness, you can recover your health, or if you die, it acts like a fairy in Legend of Zelda and brings you back to life. And yes, it is the heart of the legendary vampire Janos Ordrin. Coiled in sinister embrace, let's go! I'll sinisterly embrace you. Go to your tomb and defile you. Alright, who's next? Yes, this is Kingdom Hearts. This counts as my Kingdom Hearts playthrough. You heard it here. This is my Kingdom Hearts playthrough. I don't have to do Kingdom Hearts after this. I'm already doing it. I do not believe this is the correct way, but we're going to try it. No, this is Kingdom Hearts. Yes, this is Kingdom Hearts. Ooh. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
Taste my blade, vampire!
Alright. Yeah, this is just going back the way I came. Seraphan theme is so fucking good, y'all. Num.
Here it comes. Die, fiend!
Go back in here. Think we can go back in here? We cannot go. Got a vertigo room in. I don't look like fun. Alright, let's try this door.
There's
Hey, buddy.
Taste my blade, vampire!
Strange how my history came full circle. This chapel, I realized, was a memorial to my former Sarafan brethren and myself. All of us martyred here, and then so cruelly profaned by Cain when he imposed his gift on our noble corpses. For the first time, I beheld the image of my Sarafan self, memorialized here among my fallen comrades. It tortured me to see how noble and pure I had been, and what a vile phantasm I had become, and a profound sense of injury, of loss and betrayal welled up in me, so overwhelming I could barely contain it. All I wanted at this moment was to find Cain and destroy him.
Let's go do that. That sounds like fun. Aw, you bitches.
Die,
I am having an existential moment here.
prepare to die.
Stop poking me. I literally do not know if it's possible to dodge that attack. Got Rahab. Malkaya. Duma. Oh, Duma's got a little demon on it. You might want to see a doctor about that. Zephon the Twink. Turel. And Steven. Alright, let's go. Raziel, Redeemer and Destroy, On and Sire. Welcome, Tin Can Soul. Welcome to the Wheel of Fortune. Anna, show him what he's won. It's vengeance.
I emerged, and for the first time beheld Nosgoth in its former glory. The land overflowed with abundant life and vitality, and I knew with certainty then that the world I had left behind was nothing more than the corpse of Nosgoth, a lifeless husk bled dry by the corruption of Cain's parasitic empire. This was the fragile world Cain sacrificed to preserve his own petty life and ambition, heedless of the profound cost. The sight only deepened my resolve. I sensed that the pillars lay to the northwest. If Cain truly waited to confront me there, I would not disappoint him.
Let's go, baby. Issues. So I do love that these games do not steal your powers. You know, games like Metroid and whatnot will just straight up like you start a new game, you have none of the powers, but not this one. This one's like, no, you got this.
Energy was drawn into the ring, illuminating it. This created a beacon of sorts in the spirit world.
The most this game
If ever
does
I found
is
myself depleted in the spectral realm
reduce your health
and
back
my
to
soul
back to
tossed on the
baseline.
ethereal winds, these beacons would draw me back to safety and restore me.
Hello, Fiendish Fox. Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas, Fiendish Fox. Depending on how I am feeling after the stream, we can build your character. Oh, it's so refreshing to play a version of this game that just fucking works.
These ancient obelisks were
Build a goat,
mysteriously
correct.
attuned to my spiritual essence. By simply touching the symbol, I could safely preserve an imprint of my soul, and thus create a milestone to which I could return when weary, and from which I could resume my journey.
Save slots! And these look similar, but not identical to the ones that you used in the original Blood Omen. Hello, Wingnut. It's so good to see you, baby. Welcome in.
While I had only just escaped the stronghold, I sensed that in time my
Moon
journey
Mad, where
would
did you
return
even
me
get
full circle to this
What kind of
place.
party are you at?
Infiltrating
Moon
the
Mad, and
fortress,
can I
however,
come?
would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
Here it comes.
You know, I've had several partners whose operation was linked to an odd crystal. Well, you know, I said build a character, but you know, that's fine. Goats are also a thing. Oh my god. I think I forgot to hit A second time. Goat character. Hey, buddy.
Here it comes. Die, fiend.
There's one!
You brought a gun to a knife fight and you still lost.
Prepare to die.
All right. In the arms of Raziel.
Die, fiend.
Stop it! Rude. Rude.
Get him!
Oof. Yeah, this is rough. Oh, look at the magic crows. Hey, buddy. That's weird. The crows are disappearing.
There it is!
Oh, I gotta kill the puppy. That was polite of this guy. To wait until I was done eating. Yeah, there's not as much sucking as Impaling in this one. This is like the good cuddle conversation after all the sucking and Impaling. Nice! How'd it go?
These vampires had nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kane's derelict empire. They seemed to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believed that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This
I don't know.
was simply ruthless
I kind of like
persecution.
Raziel's face in the old one better. Yeah, so in the time of Blood Omen, vampires were just kind of a fact of life. Oh yeah, well I've also got 2 arms. You're not special. Big Mike, not quite. I'm not gonna spoil what they are in case you don't know. Oh, this is it, y'all. This is the cutscene.
The pillars of Nosgoth, pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
I have been waiting to see this scene in Remastered.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led
Oh,
me
that
to
goofy
the
little
cave,
smile.
though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me? Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Cain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Cain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Cain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the Pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these Pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
My God.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nutraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nutraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Cain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree, then, that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new Guardians can be born.
The pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Cain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Cain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
Ah, Cain is playing a bigger game than we thought! Oh god, I love this story so much. Like, my favorite kind of scene in any kind of
I
writing.
didn't know what impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Cain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no
Hush,
reason
Garrus.
to trust Cain after he had valued me so little. And yet, I found
come
myself intrigued by his words.
Gentle.
I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn. But if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
No, Garrus. Hush. Alright, okay, my absolute favorite scene between two antagonistic characters, Garrus, hush, is the rhetorical battle. I love it. Give it to me in a fight scene, give it to me in a sit-down conversation, give it to me whenever you fucking want. I love a rhetoric battle between adversaries. It's like my favorite trope.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here.
Ooh, what's going on with them there crows? God, me too.
From the look of it, this door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key. And so it was with a sense of gravity and trepidation that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold.
Ugh, I hate these guys. But I don't actually have any reason to stay and fight them either. You know, come to think of it, I don't actually have any reason to stay and fight anything in this game. Like, I don't level up, I don't... Oh, I'm gonna get enough of that in the Celeste subathon.
As I entered the chamber,
A week
I
from
sensed
Saturday.
that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, Their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Cain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel.
He's back, and he's got a new trick. Elder got here, he thinks he's as slick as the last time. Last time we saw him, now he's
Do not be
grotesque.
deceived.
Oh, God.
My ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here.
That is Tony
You are
J,
indebted
who
to
you
me.
would probably most recognize as Judge Frollo
Indebted?
from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Cain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Cain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Cain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you.
Oh, he'll seduce me.
You
Until the
pride
Reaver is
yourself on
fully
your
aroused.
free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my soul reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Cain's blood belongs on your hands.
Cain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form. But if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Cain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
God, I love this. I love the dialogue in this game so fucking much. I literally cannot think of a game with better dialogue than honestly pick anything in the Soul Reaver Legacy of Kain series that isn't Blood Omen 2, but I think it's at its absolute best here. Hey, buddy.
Tread carefully, Raziel.
You know, I trust this Elder God guy. I think he's just looking out for my best interests. Oh my God! You have eyes. You've got their eyes on the wall. 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 This is some fucking Bloodborne shit. Guys, run. There's eyes on the wall. Don't worry. I will protect you from the eyes on the wall. These guys are my new buddies. They're my best friends. Oh, they're trying to give me presents. Alright, so when in doubt, swim about. Now, I am not for sure on this, but just based on this monument here, this looks very similar to the monument at the beginning of Soul Reaver 1. So this might actually be the underworld chamber where Raziel wakes up in. Just, you know, several thousand year future from where I am now. Oh, look at all these things that are on the ground that I can't interact with. I wonder if the water's going to be away from here eventually. Nah, that's silly. That's crazy talk. Now we're just talking crazy. I'm just swimming along, following the yellow crystals. Okay, I'm gonna check around the backside of this little cavern here. You know what I'm glad I haven't seen yet? Block puzzles. I don't miss those. Don't miss block puzzles. If so, why? Why would you do that? Why would you miss block puzzles? Why would you wish that evil on me? I thought you loved me. But no. You're like, man, give Nathan some block puzzles. I bet you'd put block puzzles in this game, wouldn't you? Dirty little freaks, all of you. Sound off if you're a dirty little freak. And or would design a block puzzle. Alright, fine, I admit it. I've designed block puzzles. Do it.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here I discovered an ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers.
Oh, hang on, I gotta sing this. Beata Mobius, you know I am a righteous squid. Of my virtue I am justly proud. Beata Mobius, you know I'm so much purer than the common, vulgar, weak, licentious crowd. Then tell me, Mobius, why I see him dancing there, why his smoldering eyes still scorch my soul. I see him, I feel him, the sun caught in his platinum hair is blazing in me out of all control. like pillars, the pillars where Cain refused to die. That damned vampire is why my walls have eyes. All right, I'm done.
But long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time that I might.
Because that's how video games work. All right, so we are now in the swamps. Thank you, thank you. We are now in the turgid swamps. Now, I don't know off the top of my head if this is the same swamp where Vordor's mansion was in Blood Omen. But it might be. Oh. Fuck this door. Hellfire is the best Disney song. Vorador! Hey, what's up, buddy? Oh, you look so good.
So,
Pimp Daddy
my
Vorador.
lurking observer was exposed. The creature vanished when he realized he was discovered, but I caught a glimpse of him, and his features were distinctive enough. This was the vampire Vorador, the monstrous assassin
kinda looks
depicted
better
in
in
the
the old
stronghold. Strange that a creature brazen enough to assault the circle single-handedly would avoid confronting me. Very well. If Vorador would not come to me, I would go to him. But first, I needed to find some means of reaching that terrace.
Suck 'em dry. Oh, Bella, tell Gar that I've got some new sound redeems, including one I put in just for him, baby. How did I know someone was gonna clip that? Frog!
All your dogs! They can feast on your corpses! All your dogs! They can feast on your corpses!
That is from Blood Omen. That is the original Blood Omen. And it is what Vorador shouts as he's massacring the circle. Oh, you're not a frog, you're a dog.
That doesn't really even seem possible, if you think about it.
Okay, get some rest, Lemon Duck. We love you.
I'm falling! You're falling! We're falling!
Frog! Come back, Froggy.
There appeared to be a passage here, leading northward into the mountains. The opening, however, was obstructed and too high for me to reach. Perhaps later I would find the means to bypass these obstacles.
Because this is a video game, and I know how it goes. Okay, no, okay. This is the same swamp where Vordor keeps his mansion. Because these lanterns are how you find your way to his mansion in Blood Omen.
Here it comes. Taste my blade, vampire.
I know we don't go to Vordor's mansion in this game. Jesus, dude. I mean, I get it. Just keep doing the thing that's working, but... That's how these guys really did the Vampire Massacres. They just fucking... keep hitting the same attack over and over again.
Taste my blade, vampire.
How are you faster than me? You're just a human and I am a desiccated corpse. Okay, no, that makes sense. Once again realizing I don't actually have any reason to fight these guys.
My lurking friend was nowhere to be seen. But I found these ruins even more intriguing. I recognized these arcane symbols from the chamber beneath the pillars, and realized that this shrine too was sealed to all but the bearer of the Reaver.
Alright, so there used to be a glitch. That if you scared off all of these crows, the door would never unlock. No, not yet, Moomab. We're still looking. I want to see if that glitch will still happen in this game. So let's find out. And we won't know until after the after the shrine is done. Hey, buddy. Nah, we're pretty sure that they didn't actually make it to us. Double treats. You know, double treats is not a bad thing. Thank you, Moonmat. I have
Secret tunnel! Secret tunnel! Through the mountains! Secret tunnel! Yeah!
I mean, you're not wrong. This is actually kind of a secret tunnel. You got lucky, soul. I don't actually need you right now.
That's science, baby.
What will you learn? What will you learn? That your actions have consequences!
Throughout this ancient shrine, murals depicted the winged race and the apocalyptic war against their mysterious and equally inhuman adversaries. These winged beings, it seemed, were not only the architects of the pillars, but of this enigmatic place as well.
God! No!
And just
God,
as in
please,
the
no!
pillars' chamber,
No!
Why?
The shrine was adorned throughout with imagery of the Reaver, depicted with the reverence of a holy icon.
Why though, Gar? I am paying you much mind. Any mind paid to Gar?
Emotional damage!
But for why? Alright, so we gotta get that and bring it here. Shining up there. So that will close. That's fine. Hello, roommate. I am Nathan, and I like Godzilla. On a scale from 1 to Godzilla, I like it. Alright, that's how we get back into this chamber. Okay. Go check in here first, because we don't have to go spectral to the face through that gate. No, we just gotta go spectral phase through this one. Hey, Godzilla fandom's not a competition. I'm just happy there's someone else who likes the big guy. Yeah, see, that's like the thing though, right? A lot of people will do like trivia about it as a way to kind of like quote unquote prove their cred. As kind of like I'm asserting nerd dominance. I ain't about that. Look, I know more about Godzilla than a lot of people, and a lot of people know more about Godzilla, and that's fine. I enjoy it. And I enjoy when other people enjoy it. Oh, excited nerd info dumping, I will absolutely do. And I do like sharing Godzilla trivia that like another fan has never heard, because then it's like a, oh cool, you get to learn this really cool thing. Likewise, I like when I learn something. I like when I learn something from a Godzilla fan that I'd never known before, because then it's like, oh cool, I get to know this new thing. Like, that's cool, that's fantastic, and I am so fucking here for that at all times. Ho, we don't have any block puzzles to go around, but we have an obelisk puzzle. Okay, alright, well, I guess I'm not dragging it that way. Come on. Pretty sure that's okay. Light. Yeah, it is bonding, because it's like, oh, cool, this silly thing that I like. You also like this silly thing that I like. We're friends now. Aha, I found this thing. My thing now. Coming through, I've got a plate. Thank you for opening for me. I am the Lord of Plate. Fear me, I am the Plate Reaver. Now I have to go through that other door to get the light to shine on it. Yeah, tell your roommate I would love to shoot the shit about Godzilla sometime. Tell him to hit me up on like Discord or something, and we'll fucking nerd out about Godzilla. I actually watched some Godzilla earlier today for Christmas. Here's what we'll do is, I'm actually going to write a new thing called the Godzilla Christmas Carol. Hello, Megs! Good to see you! Welcome in, darling. How have you been? I have no time for your antics, sword ghoul. And friends. For I am come to turn this pedestal and shine light in this direction. But lo, I must move this obelisk. Not bad, not bad. Actually, it was a very good one. I got to spend it with my polycule. We watched some Godzilla. Playing Soul Reaver with you guys now, so that's always neato. Alright, I'll turn you that way. There we go. I think we just solved it.
As I neared the altar, I suddenly felt the Reaver quicken of its own volition. Just as in William's chapel, the balance of power tangibly shifted. Voracious and willful, the Soul Reaver was now in control, and I, merely its helpless puppet. The Reaver plunged itself into that mysterious altar, and devouring the energy that emanated from within, drained this place of its power. Thus sated, the Reaver released me. And I realized as I recovered control that these ancient shrines were forges, each purpose-built to enhance the Reaver with elemental power.
Let's go. Dark Reaver, baby, let's go. Now, the forges were an idea from the original Soul Reaver that just never got implemented. Ah, well, I'm happy to entertain you while you watch.
Now I understood the purpose of the mysterious basins I had seen throughout my journey. They were elemental fonts, each attuned to a fundamental essence. When I forged the blade, every font in Nosgoth with the same elemental attunement was simultaneously quickened. The Reaver's enhancements were never permanent, but these fonts enabled me to re-imbue the blade by bathing it in the elemental energy distilled therein. Concentric circles, one eclipsing the other. I recognized this symbol from the door sealing that other ancient shrine, the one I had seen in the lake outside the Sarafan stronghold. Perhaps now, armed as I was with the elemental power of darkness, I could return and gain entry.
Let's go. Looks like they may have fixed that glitch. Let's find out. they fixed it. Yes. That was soft lock city every time we did that.
You're a ragged excuse for a savior.
Vorador.
Vorador. I see my reputation precedes me.
It does.
All good, I hope? I've been watching you since you emerged from that accursed stronghold. Strange that your arrival coincides with the corruption of the Pillars. But I'm wondering, are you the catalyst of these events? Or the answer to them?
I don't know what you mean.
I will speak plainly then. I distrust your origins, stranger. Seeing you crawl from the putrid depths of Mobius's keep makes me question your purpose here. And what should I make of your appearance? Not human, clearly, and more demon than vampire. And the Pillars. It is no mere coincidence that your arrival in that clearing heralded the Pillars' decay. And so I ask you plainly, are you the instrument of the Pillars' destruction or their salvation?
Neither.
Very well. Let us look at the other side of the coin. I have followed your journey and watched as you blithely unlocked secrets that have been sealed and forbidden for thousands of years. The path you have been treading is open to only one being. You don't know what you are, do you?
I have been many things. If you find me ignorant, enlighten me.
What's the point? This world is beyond redemption. Let the human cattle have it.
I would expect better than meek capitulation from you.
Centuries of persecution have taught me well. 500 years ago, our race was nearly exterminated by the fanatical crusades of the Seraphan. And now the same sick drama unfolds again. In merely a decade, Mobius's cutthroat citizen army has nearly accomplished what the Seraphan could not. Vampires meddling in the affairs of men. Look where it's brought us.
What am I to make of these secrets I've uncovered, then? The depictions of the winged race, the Pillars, and the Reaver.
Fairy tales, boy. The delusions of an ancient culture clinging to hope long after the world had discarded them. Their bloodline trickled away, until only one of the ancients remained, sustained solely by obligation and his unfaltering faith in the old prophecies. But you see, even if you are who you appear to be, it no longer matters. You're simply too late. Janos Audron, the Reaver Guardian, the last of the ancients, and my maker.
Janos Audron was his
by the
sire.
Seraphan nearly 5 centuries ago. He alone would have the answers you seek, but his secrets died with him. I don't know how you've come even this far without his guidance, or without the Reaver, stolen these 500 years ago by the Seraphan. I'm afraid, my friend, that you and all of us are out of luck.
Man, I wish I could just teleport away after saying something dramatic like that.
Anyone else I had met. In fact, the ancient vampire was the most forthright being I had encountered thus far. If Janos Audron was the key to all this, I would
I gotta
find
adjust
him,
my butt pillow.
and Mobius's time-streaming device
There
would
we go.
provide me
That's
passage.
much more better on my butt.
But first, I had to find a way back into the stronghold, and I suspected I would find the means within the lake's mysterious shrine.
I don't wanna. What? Autumn, you're already on Patreon. Welcome, Autumn. Thank you. I don't know why you said 500 and then $5. Hello, Autumn. How are you, darling? I will be sure to add that Patreon time to the subathon. Thank you, Autumn. I don't know why it said 500 before it then said 5. That's fucking weird.
I love beans diggy doo.
Well, I don't think that's true. And I think there may be something wrong with my Patreon redeem. Because y'all are already on Patreon. I am not certain. No, that is not insane. That is not true. I do not have a $500 or a $1,000 tier. And they're both already signed up for the Patreon, so I'm not entirely sure what my Patreon alert is doing there. That was weird. No, don't hurt me. I am your friend. It is I, the one who will save you from the eyes on the wall. Hello, Wall-Eye Man. Ooh, I touched your eye. Alright.
Ah, my wayward child returns.
Having unearthed more than you'd like, I suspect. What am I to make of these ruins that litter the land, and these images here in this chamber?
Merely the deceits of a failed civilization. You are being misled, Raziel. This ancient race hoped to manipulate the future with these scrawled misdirections. You must tread carefully. There are dark forces at work in this world, bent on subverting your true destiny.
I have no doubt of that. The question is, am I in their presence right now?
Your arrogance will spell your demise, Raziel. Deny my will, and the arc of your destiny will reach a sudden conclusion.
Your threats are unmoving. Even now, I'm beyond your reach.
I'm all the way up here, and you're down there.
My reach is longer than you realize.
I have eyes on many walls.
This is a very dangerous game you're playing, Raziel.
Yeah, so Reaver 2. Everything wants to kill me. Alright. This has been a fun stream, but I think that is where I'm going to end it tonight. It's a little shorter than usual. But I'm gonna go relax for the rest of my evening. Thank you guys so much for joining. Yeah, it did, and that was weird. I'm also gonna look into that a little. Thank you guys for joining me. It has been an absolute pleasure. You want to keep the story going and get a little alert come up on screen that says you're donating away much. We are. Join the Patreon. I'm going to be hanging out in the Patreon Discord pretty much all evening. Come and join the story. Keep it going. Remember, nothing you. Good night, everyone. Oh, and Merry Christmas!